It's like they're looking for someone.
It's really hard to not like assume, oh shit, you know, when you keep finding pieces of little kids' stuff. Like,
For Snow and Kurt, van life has been a dream come true. 4 years on the road with their 2 cats, chasing sunsets and freedom. But one night reminded them just how quickly that dream can become a nightmare. They pulled into a well-lit parking area, ready to rest for the night. Everything felt normal until 10 p.m. A loud bang shattered the silence, then another. They sprang up, heart racing.
All right, guys. No doubt about it, our scariest moment in the van. The voice is shaking. It's taking us a minute to get the camera. Oh, you all right, Kurt?
Yeah.
Middle of the night. I don't even know what time it is. It's
not that late.
It's only 10 o'clock. I don't know if y'all can see it, but we just woke up to someone banging on the window. Our 3M security film worked, but our window is shattered. We need to duct tape this. We'll be back in a minute. Definitely our scariest moment in the van.
Someone was pounding on their van. Then they saw it. The window had been smashed. Shattered glass shining in the dim light. Someone had tried to break in. They didn't wait to find out more. Shaken, they turned on the van and drove until they found a safer spot.
Guys, just to let you know, we felt incredibly safe parked where we're at. I mean, it's 10 minutes later and a whole family with little kids and stuff just walked by. You never know where this will happen, I guess, but we were not parked in an area that felt sketchy.
All safe, but
yeah,
it's a big city. It's a smash and grab. They were trying to smash in and break what we had, or steal what we had, and that's all. It could happen anywhere in the world. It just happened to us.
Right here.
Here.
We're gonna go drive and try to find a paid parking lot that we can maybe get into. There's nothing on iOverlander. There's not much options showing up on the Google. It's kind of where we ended up where we were. But we don't feel like this is somewhere we should stay.
The next morning, when daylight returned, the damage was still there, and the fear still fresh. No one was hurt. No further harm was done. But something had changed. Van life is full of freedom. But that night, Snow and Kurt learned that even the safest feeling places can hold shadows, and some sounds stay with you forever.
It's only 10 o'clock.
Coyne and Victoria gave up everything for a dream, to build a quiet life within nature. But their peaceful new start took a disturbing turn during one ordinary walk on their land in southeastern Arizona. The couple had headed out for the day to do some work and explore.
we're out here today on the property trying to find the last corner marking of the first 5-acre parcel we're going to develop. And we're doing it by sight because it's kind of fun getting to not hide and seek, but kind of hunt for something. And we're using some trees and some foreground and background, like using a tree with something behind it out here to figure out our straight line. And we just realized a tree is gonna block our view. So now we're gonna have to use this tree, this new tree, as our reference point. But yeah, we're having fun. It's so neat out here. It's like we're giants in a forest.
Kinda.
You know what I mean?
But as they wandered the trail, something strange caught their attention. A bone lying half buried under a tree. Odd, but not alarming, until a few steps later, they spotted a child's backpack and a single small shoe.
We found, first we found a couple pesos and we were like, that's cute, washed away from Mexico.
Like I was just walking, I kept finding stones, and then all of a sudden I like looked down and I thought it was an Apple AirTag, and it was
2 pesos.
2 pesos from like 98 and
92. And then we found like
nobody's ever lived here. That's what
no one's lived here before. This is totally undeveloped land. And then Coin was walking around and he was like, this feels really heavy. And then I shit you not, we looked at this tree that had like some kind of nest under it. Well, we're going back towards it, so I'll take a video. But and then he found a bone on it, and I'll have to take a picture of that bone. But it could be like either a tiny fibula or a tiny femur.
So we just found a little kid's backpack, like a kid-sized backpack, which wouldn't like be too alarming or anything, but it's like in the wash. And a little while ago, just randomly walking through here, we found 2 pesos, like 2 peso coins, and we found a little kid's shoe. So I'm like, hopefully somebody's stuff got accidentally washed down from the wash, but I really, really hope we don't find like something gruesome in the area on the new property, because that would suck pretty bad. So it would be different if it was just the shoe. So we found a little kid's shoe, we found a little kid's backpack, and we found this bone under that tree.
Who knows though? Sorry, buddy. If that was you and that happened, that's fucking rough, dog. Hey, how do I make this big? Coin just saw these bones right here.
More bones, and not when we were looking either. Like we're walking. I think this is a deer.
Those are deer bones?
Hopefully.
Hope so.
Yeah. It doesn't look like a...
Doesn't that look like a really clean cut there?
Shit, yeah, it does.
Tension began to rise. The questions flooded in. What had happened here? Was it something recent? Or something much darker? And then more bones, larger this time, sprawled beneath another tree. The couple paused. The air felt heavier. The silence felt deeper. They examined the items carefully. The bag looked ripped. The bones, weathered but unsettling. No one lived nearby. No one should have been here.
It's only like the 4th or 5th time we've been here on the property, and we're looking for like, you know, GPS coordinates and stuff. Yeah, and we happened to come across some weird stuff. Like we found a little kid's shoe.
Well, first we found some pesos, or Coin found some pesos.
Yeah, I was walking and found 2 pesos, like just randomly out in the middle. Like we're in the Sonoran Desert, 20 acres, never lived on, out in the middle of nowhere, and found 2 pesos, and then found a kid's shoe. Like it looks like it's at least like a couple of years old. Found a Puma.
Small backpack, like a kid's size backpack.
Yeah.
For like, I don't know, an elementary school kid, like a kid.
Yeah, some like, it's like a little kid's backpack, and it's been like cut through, and it was weird because like you could tell it had been cut. Like
on the front pocket.
The way it like deteriorated, that didn't match. It like was cut. And then we found a bone, which like totally could have been a little kid's like femur bone or something. Then found some other bones, but those look like they might have been deer, but one of them was cut.
We're hoping they're deer, but it was cut like
clean. Yeah, so we'll see. Like I'm just gonna talk to some border agents at the RV park that we're staying at, and if they think it's worth it, I'll grab that other bone and go test it. But it's weird. Like it's really hard for me to not.
And it was weird vibes.
They reported everything to an agent and soon met with an officer to guide them through the discovery. But so far, no answers. Coin and Victoria held on to hope that it was all from an animal. But with the child's belongings lying so close, something didn't sit right. And sometimes, when you're deep enough into the wilderness, the truth gets lost in the silence. Dan, from English Woodsman, has spent over a decade camping alone in the wilderness. But even for someone this experienced, something about this night felt off. He hiked deep into the forest, testing out a new pop-up tent, and eventually came across a clearing perfect for setting up camp.
It's the first time you see me. My name's English Woodsman. I've been on YouTube for about 10 years on and off, making outdoor camping videos. Yeah, I've come up to the top of the field. I'm not scared of the woodland or the boogeyman. I just, them young kids knew where I was, and I've been a wimp, don't get me wrong, you know. I just want to be left alone and enjoying this night out, doing this extremely low budget camp. I don't need to be arguing with teenagers and stuff. But if I do set the tent up here, we have all this to look out at.
The routine was simple. Set up, make a meal, sip some coffee, and enjoy the stillness of the outdoors. But that stillness didn't last.
Right, I've been laying here for a good hour and a half. And I think I'm going to have to open the tent door and make my presence aware, because it sounds like all them kids are in the woodland just down from here. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that. Just make them aware, but I'm here. Yeah, I think they're on the opposite side to all this. We'll just keep a listen out there. End of the day, camping's camping. I'm gonna laugh doing videos like this. But when you're putting yourself in danger, because when there's 10 of them and 1 of me, I don't care what people say, you're crazily outnumbered. And I ain't falling for any tricks like that. Videos are for YouTube. Safety always comes first.
As darkness settled in and Dan lay back to relax, he heard voices, young people somewhere out in the distance. Earlier that day, he'd passed a group on the trail. Now, their laughter echoed faintly through the trees. Still, he kept calm. He was used to being cautious. Being alone out here, you have to be. He went live on YouTube, chatting with viewers, the glow of his device lighting the tent. But something moved outside. A beam of light, brief, erratic, cut through the trees. Someone was out there, walking, watching.
There's someone in the distance. What am I saying? Shush for you, cat. You're not making no noise. Anyway, let's get back to live. So it's been 1 hour and 20 minutes. My back is killing. Yeah, my one is the why is it just...
At first, he brushed it off. Maybe just a hiker. Maybe someone curious. But then the light returned. Closer this time. No voice. No footsteps. just a single torch gliding through the trees.
So I'm trying to sleep, and I always like get a flash of light on the tent. Now, if you look back on the live stream that I did, I showed people a reaction of someone in the, the trees with a torch walking backwards and forwards. I don't know if it's someone who subscribed to my channel who may be local and he's trying to find out where I am, trying to scare me a little bit, but I've seen the light flash now over my tent area. So we're going to get out and have a little look, see if I can see the light. The problem is my battery is only on 16% because the live stream flattened it, and I am using my phone as well. But we need to get out and have a look. If I see the torch, I'm going to have to go over and ask him what his problem is, because I'm not having this all night. Oh dear.
It's like they're looking for someone. Oh, get down a bit. That must be someone who's seen my live stream, who knows where I am. I need to come this way a little bit.
See, lights there now. Got to be looking for me. Let's go that close to camouflage, not at tent.
Dan watched as the person circled his camp. No gear, no direction, just wandering, lurking. Trying not to panic, Dan retreated into his tent, heart pounding. Every forest sound amplified by adrenaline. He barely slept, haunted by every crack of a twig.
Yeah, I think if I get in tent, turn light off, it should be alright. This is one of them recording lights where it's really, really low, but the camera picks it up with a good light. But yeah, I'm going to get in tent now. I am nervous, I will admit that.
At first light, he packed up and hiked out. The wilderness holds its share of threats, but it's not always animals you have to fear. Sometimes, it's the people, watching from the dark. Frank has explored many places, from forgotten buildings to overgrown cemeteries. But on this particular night, even he wasn't ready for what he found. He arrived just before sunset, camera in hand, ready to explore a cemetery that had caught his interest before. As the sun disappeared and darkness set in, the air grew colder and quieter.
Welcome back, guys. It is now nighttime, and so tonight I'm about to explore this place. It's a little weird because I just got here and I'm already kind of a little spooked out, but it's cool because we have the night vision that we're going to be using. Thank you, iDrones, for providing the night vision. I'm excited, nervous, and kind of filled with an adrenaline rush, but this place is amazing and it's beautiful, and the lights have been turned on. So enough with the talking, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right into it and see what beautiful stuff awaits us inside. I just thought I heard something from inside here. Let me focus here. Jesus, that freaked me out. I thought that was a person. What am I hearing over there? Hold on. I just literally saw it. Am I hearing over there?
Not long into the exploration, strange noises began to echo. Soft, then sharper. A shadow moved past his frame. Using his night vision gear, Frank captured it, but pressed on, brushing off his nerves. He returned to an area he'd filmed before, where a gate had eerily opened on its own. But now, something was different. Something felt wrong. More noises, more shadows.
I remember that this was the scene where I heard that gate down there was swinging open the last time I was here, which was really creepy. But so far things seem to be a little bit quieter now. Now, if you see me turning on my light, is because I can't see what the night vision sees. I'm not constantly looking through my night vision either. Yeah. Oh shit. I just got like a weird noise this way. They sound like a block or something being moved. Trying to fix my hat. I got weird voices. Hello? Hello?
Then, something unexpected happened. In one of the old rooms sat a woman, still, silent, alone. Frank paused, unsure. He hadn't seen anyone enter. Her presence didn't make sense, but he showed respect and backed away.
What the holy crap. There's somebody legit inside the room. Holy crap. Okay. Alright, so this just changed the way the video is going to be a little bit, because if I'm here by myself and there's nobody here, I'm not bothering anyone. I feel more comfortable kind of walking around the area and doing my investigation, just my little exploring, you know, just looking around and stuff. But because there's someone inside that room, I have to be very careful now, because I don't want to come off disrespectful recording people. I thought I was by myself here and I wasn't causing anything. But there seems to be a lady in that room. What I'm going to do is turn the camera off for now. Just kind of walk around the area. Just so that they don't feel threatened. If anything, I'll just be like, hey, I'm just taking pictures or something, you know, just whatever. What gets me with this is that I've been here for quite a minute, and I've been kind of walking around the area, just kind of exploring and stuff, and then whenever something weird seems to happen, I'll start recording, or if I hear something weird. The thing that gets me is that I didn't see anybody go into that room. I don't even see anybody else here. Like, there's no cars here. Usually you see cars and then it's like, okay, let me settle down, I keep quiet or keep to myself. But I didn't see anybody here. And what gets me, number two, is that she's in the dark. Like, there's nobody here and she's sitting in the room in the dark.
When he returned to speak again, she was gone.
I have goosebumps right now. That was insane. Alright, so I actually just went to the other side just to continue recording. I actually passed by the room, and she's not in the room anymore.
Later, as he circled the cemetery cautiously, another figure appeared. The same elderly woman, seated on a stone. Frank approached slowly, asking if she needed help. She turned her head to him and just stared, unblinking.
That's the lady I saw. It's an old lady. Hello? Ma'am? Do you need help? Do you need help? Yeah. Not doing that. Oh my God.
Frank's instincts screamed. No words were exchanged. He backed away and left. When he circled the area with his car, she was nowhere to be found. The cemetery exploration ended there. But the feeling? That would stay with him for a long time. Grant is no stranger to the outdoors. His days are often spent casting lines into quiet lakes and soaking in the peace that nature brings. But this trip was different. What started as a calm fishing adventure in Yellowstone quickly turned into something far more tense than he expected.
How we doing, man?
Okay.
All right, take care. Spot number one today, guys. We are on the Yellowstone River here in Yellowstone National Park. I know you guys know a lot about the flooding that went on here. Water levels have dropped, perfect levels, and these fish seem to be pretty happy from what I've been hearing. So I decided why not to come out here, try the stealth camp, and see what we can do, and if we can find some fish today. So just show you guys the whole Yellowstone National Park. So.
He spent the day doing what he loves, fishing beneath the wide sky, surrounded by towering trees and gentle waters. As the sun began to dip, he started searching for a place to rest for the night. Campsites were all fully booked, so Grant decided to take a chance and find a quiet pull-in nearby.
Well, not gonna lie, this is one of the only dirt roads that I have found that has been open so far. Everything else is closed, gated. So we found a little dirt road, guys. We're gonna take it all the way down until the spot that we think is safest. So I did check at some of the campsites, see if they have some availability, and they do not, as figured. So we're gonna have to see what we can do here. We'll have our camper facing the trees here. Not loving it, not hating it. It's about the best we got, guys. There's not a whole lot of cover, so if someone comes down here, I mean, we are sticking out in the open. I'm not gonna dare go off any side trail or anything like that. We're gonna stay here. But hey, who knows? This is pretty far off the beaten path here, folks. This ain't just right off the side of the road, so.
After parking, he set off on a short hike to take in his surroundings, then returned to his van and settled in.
Well, guys, I have been hanging out just for the last little bit here. It just got dark here, so I decided to hop in the back of the truck now, as I was getting pretty terrified with the grizzlies and all that good stuff, guys. Fingers crossed nothing happens in the rest of the night. It's been a pretty good night so far, pretty good day. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. It's been an awesome adventure. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, and I'll wake you up if anything else goes on the rest of the night, but I think we're looking all right, so.
Everything seemed peaceful until 11:30 p.m. In the stillness of night, the unmistakable crunch of tires on dirt jolted him awake. A vehicle, slow, circling. He grabbed his phone and bear spray, his heart pounding. Then headlights washed over his van. A figure stepped out. It was a park ranger.
Coming, sir.
Hey, dude, sorry to bother you, man. It's a little late.
No worries.
Unfortunately, there's no camping in here. Are you the only one in the vehicle, brother?
It's just me, man.
All right, can you step out? You got a license on you, brother?
Dude, I'll have to get my wallet, man.
Doing anything? You okay?
Yeah,
Where you
man,
from,
just, actually out of Boise. Just doing some camping. I did not know it was illegal.
Yeah, dude, so unfortunately you can't camp in Yellowstone at this place. You're gonna have to get off.
No problem. I do apologize.
No, you're good. Can we see ID, brother?
Yeah, here.
Calmly but firmly, the ranger informed him that stealth camping wasn't allowed here. It was the first time Grant had ever been caught, and he was on edge as he explained himself. The ranger let him off with a warning. No fine, no trouble. But for Grant, the moment was enough. He packed up and drove off into the night. One thing was certain. Stealth camping in Yellowstone wouldn't be on his list again anytime soon. Mimi is no stranger to van life or the wilderness. Her days are usually filled with peaceful views and quiet moments. But this trip was different. What started as a calm, solo getaway quickly spiraled into something that ended with flashing lights and emergency services.
Okay, I'm done being a bum, at least for a little while. I'm gonna go get my steps in. Ooh. I moved just a little bit so I can get some more sun. Solar panel, not that there's been much today. It's been an overcast day. I don't know why I'm so freaked out. I feel like, what if it's a driveway or something? And I'm gonna keep going, but... Okay, so now I'm at the part where you can't see where you came from. And you can't see where you're going. Okay, so I've already walked about a quarter mile. Getting pretty deep in the forest with no signal.
She began her morning the way many dream of, waking up to a quiet, scenic view from her camper van. She cooked some food, watched a little TV, and planned to make the most of her day with a long hike into nature. With each step, she wandered further from camp and further from signal. But something made her pause. Deep in the woods, she spotted fresh footprints, not hers. And then came the sounds. Faint, strange, wrong.
Those are my shoe prints. And they're pretty fresh. They're pretty fresh. I'm trying to be funny about it, but also I'm like a little bit like low-key. Come on. Turn around. We're going back. I definitely came back way quicker than I went down. No reason, I wasn't scared. It started getting real weird. Weird sounds. So, 360. All right, 180.
Something didn't feel right. She turned back, heading straight for the safety of her van. Later, after nightfall, she set up a fire and settled in with some food, comforted by the flicker of the flames. That peace didn't last. A car pulled up. A woman stepped out. She explained she'd driven 4 hours after receiving a strange call from her son. He'd said he felt unwell, asked her to pick him up, and then went silent. No replies, no calls, no trace.
Hi,
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm a little lost and I'm hoping maybe you can kind of help me.
Yeah, what's up?
So my kid he's 20,
Uh-huh.
but he was hiking around the Linville Gorge, and this is telling me to turn here and go obviously through that gated area, which doesn't look like a thing,
Yeah, no.
to get to his pin. He pinned me there.
Okay, well, I'm assuming you did a trail, right? Like a marked trail.
Yeah, but he said he was like on the side of a road and he's throwing up, and he's like, come get me. And I just drove from Raleigh
Oh, dang.
in my work clothes.
Oh my gosh, so you really are?
Yeah, I was like, I'll be right there.
Oh God, yeah, that's far. Okay.
Do you have
Well, we've got quite the situation. Apparently, down that road that I was just walking down, about 2.5 miles, her son is very sick and needs her to come get him, but she can't get past the gate. And there's no other entrance way, because I just hooked up my Starlink to see. There's no other way down there than through that gate, which is very locked. So she's calling 911 now to see if they can come help.
Desperate and unable to reach him, she called emergency services. Sirens eventually pierced the stillness of the night. Flashlights cut through the darkness. Search teams arrived. And hours later, her son was found and taken home.
All right, EMS and emergency services are coming out. They're gonna go get him. He's about 3 miles down the road. Well, we're thinking this guy has the key to unlock the gate, so realistically, you wouldn't need EMS services because she can go get him, but this guy's apparently really sick down there. She said he's not one to complain. He's been hiking for maybe 2 days. And he was going to set up camp about 2 more miles down, but then he started getting real sick and throwing up a lot. And he called his mom all the way from Raleigh. She drove a little over 4 hours to get here. She's still in her work clothes. So I told her to sit with me at the fire to stay warm at least, but she's so nervous. I understand why. I mean, my gosh. Would you look at that? I don't really know what to do with myself. They're all kind of leaving right now. Bye-bye. Have a nice evening. The fire's going out. They ended up just letting her take her son. He's in the car with her right there. They're gonna go probably home because he doesn't want to go to the hospital. I don't blame him. But yeah.
The woods may feel empty, but strange things hide in the silence. For Mimi, this trip was a chilling reminder. Sometimes, you're not as alone as you think. Some of these people walked away unharmed, but none of them walked away the same. Which video scared you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more horror content. Remember, out in the wild, it's not always just the trees that are watching.